Right. Okay. Next step. Next thing to cover. Um. Yes. I know. Yes, I know. It's a newer version of Substance Painter. Right. The fact that it's a newer version of Substance Painter means that if I work on a texture file at college and then I bring it home and then I bring it back to college, I'm not going to be able to work on it at college after I've worked on it at home, because newer versions of Substance Painter are allowed to uh are able to get old files and bring them up, but older versions of Substance Painter aren't able to get new files and bring them down, no matter how simple they are, even if they are this simple. Why? I don't know why, because Adobe doesn't like people. So yeah, the problem with this one is that this little thing under here isn't unwrapped. This little thing under here isn't unwrapped well. The rods here aren't unwrapped properly, and this is going to be a case with the next model as well. Oh, it doesn't even have the whistle yet. It doesn't have the whistle. So that's all the problems with that. With this one, the second version of the old texture, yep, the top of the whistle can't be textured. You can tell that because I'm right next to the whistle with black mask on, and if I paint, it doesn't do anything. And I do that, and it doesn't do anything. And if I go to, come on, be nice to me. You. Right. If I go to this select, it's supposed to get the entire poly and paint it in that color. But don't do that. So eventually I fixed both of those issues, all of the issues listed, and added the whistle, and I got this, which is looking horrible. The wheels are all golden. They're much too shiny when you import them into Unreal. And the bloom effects that I added in one of the versions of Unreal that you probably saw ended up making it look horrific. So I ditched this. None of the layers are not labeled at all. This is horrible. I literally got Steam Train V1 in the textures file, and I got Steam Train V2, and this is just the file that I actually ended up using. Yippee. Close. Yep. This is the file I ended up using. The gold is much more subdued. The pins are red, which I think looks pretty cool. There's no lining. I would like there to be lining, but I didn't end up with enough time. The connecting rods are all quite grey. The wheels look like actual wheels. If I was going to do this again, I'd probably just make the wheels a bit darker, because I feel like that looks better, and that would be more in line with the various models that I ended up finding. Of course, a dark maroon red like Mallard would have worked as well, but very common is black, less so common is blue, and I feel like black looks better than the blue does. You can also see all the lining here that I wanted to add but wasn't able to. And I can also talk about how there's a lot of British inspiration, but I'm pretty sure I did that in this video, and I'm running out of time. It's 2 o'clock. This is due at 3. So yeah, that's the Steam Engine model. You can see all of the hex codes and all the roughnesses and normals there. This is actually a 4K texture because I decided, or I realized at the time, that a 2K texture wasn't going to cut it with all the itsy bitsy tiny little windy weedy things that I had, and I realized I was going to need the extra space. I do know there's a way that you can get one wheel texture, that one wheel, and apply that texture to all of the wheels, but I don't know how to do that. I haven't been taught that. I haven't looked into how to do that because I haven't had the time. So then we go back here. We go to Steam Tender V1. That's the text, the image file. We don't want to open the image file. We want to open the Substance Painter file, the .spp. Close. Okay, I know. Gods above. Right. So this is essentially done the exact same way as the last one. The only difference is that if you go, excuse me, there we go. If you go to, I believe, yeah, here, this isn't meant to look like that. This is in fact one of these rungs. I think it's this one. And that's because the underside of one of these little ball things isn't unwrapped or isn't broken. And so it made it look like that, and it kind of broke the baking and the texturing, and yeah, it's not that good. I don't really like the colors that we used here. I feel like there's too much gold on the wheels. That was just a match with the rest of them. I don't like the like bed of the wheels is gold, because any gold metal is typically too soft to be used as a railway wheel, because it would just deform and warp and break over time and eventually lead to the thing derailing. Oh yeah, I found the file where I actually found the broken unwrap. That was, yeah, you can still see the thing here, and it looks quite similar, but the wheels are different, and it has new insides, and the coal looks, I think, better. This is still slightly broken. Oh yeah, and there's no box here connecting the hook and the buffer beam. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned that in the 3ds Max, but I figured I'd mention it again just in case I forgot. And then I fixed both of those issues. I put the box in, and I made it so that the ladder side bit, it's not a rung, because the rungs are the vertical things. What? No, the horizontal things. What are the vertical things on a ladder called? I don't know. Don't really need to know. But here you can see the wheels have been textured more appropriately. The coal is actually coal grey. The steps have been changed so there's no longer any UV clashing, and I've made them in a nice red. I've added the box so that the hook and the buffer beam actually look like they're connected. This is looking, I think, much better than it was as either of the previous textures. Yeah, that's the texturing for the train and tender. Both of them were very simple. Both of them were just blocks of color. If I had more time, I would have went into Illustrator around in lighting and numbers and titles and things, but I didn't have more time. Yeah, that's that. It took me 7 minutes to say all of that. Wow, wonderful how fast you can speak when you're stressed as anything.